Hello, hello. I'll wait here for a minute to see if anybody pops in the room. I know I haven't been live for a while, so I might have gotten forgotten about. Anybody in here? Hello. Just going to grab some glasses so maybe I can read the chat this time. Can you guys hear me? Is anyone in there? It shows me that there's 2 people in. So just type a thumbs up or something and let me know that you can hear me. Hello. I'm hoping you guys can hear me. Hi, Sunny Preps. Okay, great. I know I haven't done a live for a while. Gosh, my dog's going to be really loud. I know I haven't done a live for a while, so I just figured I'd come on here and do a really quick one and give you guys some updates and tell you what changes I'm making to the channel because all this filming takes a lot of time. So how is everyone? See, now it tells me that there's 3 people in there. I wonder if one of those people is me. Yeah, I'm not in it, so. Misty, hello. How are you? I also wanted to give you guys an update of what happened to me at Lowe's yesterday. I was so angry. And I've been shopping at Lowe's for a long, long time. But I was... Blues, hi! And Debbie, hello! Okay, so let me tell you guys about my excursion to Lowe's. So I went in there yesterday. I had a bunch of stuff from the tiny home that I needed to return because they were like outlets and breakers that I wasn't going to use on the electric. The breakers, some of those breakers, I had like $400 worth of breakers that I had to return. But hi, Victoria, and the red shed is, oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank on your first name. It's not Shelly. I'm just horrible with names right now. Anyhow, so I had taken this box of stuff that wasn't going to be used back to Lowe's to get a refund on it. And I have a contractor's account with Lowe's. So when you have a contractor's account with them, you have a year to return stuff. So I get in line there and I've got probably, I don't know, about 35 items to return, but they're all small items. And I stand in the line, in the return line, and I'm standing and I'm waiting and I'm waiting and I'm waiting. And this guy comes up from the other area. We got this long line of people going to do returns. And this guy comes up from the other area and there's only 2 ladies working the return counter, and she lets him go. But he came from the other area who wasn't in the line. So we were all kind of upset about that. And then I get up there and I got to return the items. I've never needed a receipt when I return at Lowe's. They just scan it. It all goes on my credit card. Then they, refund it back. I've never needed a receipt before. So she scans all these items. First, she tries to tell me I only have 90 days to return it. And I had to school her on their store policy, which is a year. And so then she had to go get her boss or whatever to find out if that was true. And she came back and she's like, oh, okay, you're right. So then she scans up everything and she goes, oh, some of the items aren't on your receipts. Well, I know I only shop at Lowe's, so I know everything came from there. And I'm like, well, which item? She goes, well, I don't know. So we have to go through them one by one. Do you have your receipt? I said, no, I've never needed a receipt. I get them emailed to me, so I don't print that stuff off. But I happen to have the receipt for some of the items that I just bought the week before. So I gave her that. They were going back and forth on these items. That was the $400 worth of stuff. And this lady, Tina, comes over to help her. And Tina comes over and she finally says, after they've been going back and forth for about 15 minutes, she said, oh, it was the person who rang it up wrong. So we'll just go ahead and fix it. But it wasn't the cashier that I was dealing with. She's like, it's not her fault. I'm like, okay, I don't care. Just, return it back. I don't care. So Tina walks off. She gets that one all done. And then she's trying to get the rest of the stuff done. And again, she scans the rest of the stuff and she's like, something's not showing up. I'm thinking, you've got to be kidding me. So at this point, I've been there for, I don't know, close to 45 minutes dealing with this lady. I've been at the register dealing with this lady for 45 minutes trying to return items. Never had a problem before. And she finally figures out what some other cashier did wrong, because I have all my receipts on my phone, in my email. So we're going through all my old receipts for the last 6 months, trying to find these items so that she can get them credited back on there correctly. And Tina walks back over and Tina says to me, she can't spend all day with you. You've been here for over an hour. I was floored. I was like, are you kidding me? Did you just really say that to me? So I said, I don't want to be here for an hour either. Never has it taken an hour or more to return some items. Usually they just scan them and it's done. And I'm like, she's like, well, she has other customers waiting in line. And I was floored. I was so angry. It was just immediate anger. And so she walks off. So I can't even talk to her anymore. But the girl that was helping me was just like all wide-eyed. She's looking at me like, why would she say that? Yeah, what the hell? I was furious. So she finishes taking care of everything. And then we're working on the last one. And Tina comes back again and says, well, it would have helped if you had your receipts. And I lost it. I asked for her employee number. I said, I have every receipt, obviously, because she couldn't have returned all this stuff without it. It's not my fault that she didn't know how to do it. Anyhow, so I was fuming. I was so angry when I left that area. I still had to go do shopping for other stuff that I needed to work on today. And was so angry when I left that counter. So yeah, I'll be writing a letter to her manager. I got her employee number. I got the manager's name, and I'll be writing a letter to him because $10,000 I've spent in the last 6 months at that store. And for her to come over and tell me, and I am not the kind of person, Debbie can tell you, I'm not the kind of person that's like, don't you know who I think I am? But you don't ever treat a customer like that. I did customer service for 22 years. And that was totally uncalled for. I was just shocked, just floored. So, yeah, I'm seriously considering just going to Home Depot instead from now on. Although I don't like some of their building materials aren't as good as the stuff at Lowe's, but yeah, I was absolutely floored. So let me look at the comments here. And I don't know if you guys have noticed, because it's been a while since I've done a live, but I changed around my whole setup here, and the camera's all set up different and the microphone's all set up different. So I was kind of worried about whether or not this was going to work tonight. So yeah, I was so mad. There were some things that I had to get that I didn't get. And then I found my sister in the store because my sister had to give me a ride to go do this. And she was just off shopping in the store. Yeah, I know I'll get a response from the manager because, yeah. Anyhow, and then what happened is, so I did get some stuff, but like I said, I was so angry that I couldn't even focus on what I needed to get. And went and checked out over at the contractor's counter, which is where I always check out at. And my usual lady was there. And she said, oh, thanks for shopping Lowe's. And I went, yeah, this might be the last time. And so she asked me what happened. And I told her. And she's like, oh, no, no way. Because she knows me. I go in there all the time. And she's like, no way. If you ever have a return again, you come over here to the contractors area and return it here instead. You don't ever deal with that lady again. And yes, definitely write up, to the boss. And so I will be doing that. Hello, Biddy Boo. How are you? So, updates on the tiny home. I have rain gutters. Some of you guys might know that if you follow on Facebook, because I had posted a while back. So the rain gutters happened because I was planning on doing them myself. They're super easy to install, but I have no car right now. It's broken down. So my sister had hired a guy to come out and do the gutters here on her house. And it's good to be seen, Biddy Boo. Anyhow, she had hired a guy to come out and do the gutters. And I happened to ask him if he installs gutters. And he's like, yeah. And I said, well, can you give me a quote? And he goes, well, how long is it? I told him it's 28 foot. He goes, couple $100. And I'm like, really? So he wound up doing the gutters for me that day. I had them, they were done in an hour, which amazes me because it would have taken me like all day or 2 days. And he barely charged me just a little bit more than what it would have cost me to buy the gutters and do it myself. So gutters are done on the house. I have gutters and downspouts, which is awesome. It was like, that was one thing to check off my list. And then I was studying on electrical because I know very little about electrical. I know enough to stay away from it. And kept reading this book and it kept putting me to sleep. And then I just got to the point where it was like, you know what? The electrician friend of mine came out to help me do a diagram with it. And he started explaining all this stuff about ARC, GFCI breakers and all that stuff. And it was just way over my head. And I said, you know what, can you just do it for me? And so I paid him money and all the outlets, all the lights, everything are all done in there. Well, they're wired. I still have to install the outlets and stuff. So that's what I was doing today, is putting outlets in so I could have at least run the power tools. And now I'm working on insulation is next. So tomorrow I'll be putting up the insulation in there. Let's see, what else did we do in there? We put the ceiling over the bathroom. So now I extended that loft out. And gosh, I can't remember when the last thing was that I updated you guys with, but yeah, it's coming along. So now I'm at insulation. And then we installed the bathtub surround. And what else? So anyhow, insulation's going in next. After that, I'll work on plumbing. I know it's a little bit backwards, but I want to get the insulation in there before it gets too hot and too stuffy to even work in there anymore. And I think that's about it on the tiny house as far as updates there. Other updates, I got a bunny, which I think people on Facebook might know that too, but got a deal on a bunny. She came with her hut. She's a mini lop, and she is so stinking sweet. She's just adorable. So I get to go out and see her. Hold on a second. I'm going to see. Where's my channel at? Okay. Anyhow, it's easier for me to read this on a white screen than a black screen. So hang in your laundry. I wish we could do laundry here. I mean, I could do laundry in a bucket and hang it out to dry, but I ain't all about that. I got other stuff to do. So the other quick thing that I was going to tell you guys is, because it's been, a month since I posted anything other than the video from last night. It's been forever because I have all these videos that are stored in my computer that I still have to go through and edit. And it's just, it just takes up too much of my time. I'm out there working and then I come in here and the last thing I want to do is sit at the computer, and I'm behind on everything. So, I think what I'm going to do for the channel is, instead of like filming the work that I'm doing. I'm just going to do vlog style and probably just do live chats early in the morning when I first start out. And then the next day I'll give you updates on what I got done the day before and another live chat for that day. But so it'd be like coffee in the morning or something. Just to give you guys updates that way. I'll still try to film as much of the work as I can, but I think I'm going to, instead of trying to upload those videos, I'll do that once the tiny house is done because it's just way too hard to try and edit all that now. So and garden. So I did start a garden. See, it's been so long since I've updated you guys. We did get straw bales out. I still need to condition them, but they've been sitting out there. They are growing stuff, but not the stuff I want to. It's just seeds that were in them. So I will be doing the conditioning on the straw bale soon. But we did get it. We extended the garden like 3 times the size that it was last year. Put the straw bales out there and put cinder blocks all around them so that they'll contain the straw bales as they break down this year, which means next year I could just put more dirt on top and use the old stuff as compost. Oh, that's awesome, Vicky or Victoria. You'll be at work, but you'll watch the replays. That's awesome. Misty, they'll be short, still be 15, maybe 30 minutes long, if that, but, and I don't know that they'll be every day. They might be like every other day or something, but we'll just see what kind of routine I can get into. Cause I, most of my time, like right now, I really need to get moved into that tiny house and I need to have it done enough to get into it. So what's going on with the trailer here is the whole kitchen part. The back end of the trailer is like basically rotting off and it can be fixed, but it can't be fixed while I'm living in here. So it's all behind my kitchen, which shorted out something in the wiring. So I have no electric on that side of the trailer, which is the, okay, thanks, Vicky, which is the, that's where I was plugging in my coffee pot and all that stuff. So, and then the outlets on the outside, they're all on that same circuit. So none of them work. And hello, Robin's Tiny Homestead. And hello, Bub. How are you? So the electrical's out on one circuit in the trailer, which is making living in here horrible. And then because I have to run over to my sister's trailer to make coffee in the morning, I can't cook on the propane. There's a leak in the propane somewhere. So we stopped cooking on the stove a long time ago, but I was just using my little plug-in skillet and stuff like that. And I can't even do that now because that's on the kitchen circuit. So, yeah, so I just need to get out of this trailer. I've been in it for 3 years now. I'm done with it. I mean, I could put the money into it to fix it up, but I'd rather put the money into the tiny house. So, once I get the insulation in the tiny house, I'll start seeing about what I'm going to cover the walls with, but I may just move in before the walls are even up in there and then just deal with the rest of it later. So yeah, trying to get out of this trailer as soon as I possibly can and over into the tiny house. And so that's where most of my focus is. I don't know something's beeping at me. My brother's bringing me pizza. So when he gets here, I got to go. No, I'm kidding. Anyhow, so how's everybody else doing? I haven't even been on other lives or much on Facebook. Every once in a while I get to go in and spend a couple minutes on Facebook, but I haven't even got to do a lot of that stuff lately. So, is Debbie still in here? Oh, that's awesome, Sunny Preps. You can do it. Heck, if I'm, at my age, if I can do it, my sister can do it. My sister got a quote for her electric in her house. And let's just say her house is 3,800 square feet. Mine is 392 square feet. So huge difference in the size of the houses, but also a huge difference in the size of the material, the bill to have it get electricity to it. So she's she just basically said anything that she does to that house is going to cost her 20,000. It's like 20,000 for the electricity, 20,000 for the drywall, 20,000 for the insulation. So she's got a whole lot more work than I have to do. And she needs to get out of her trailer too. So she's really starting to get moving on that. Yeah. Well, and I know a lot of this stuff in her house, like all the drywall we'll do ourselves, we'll do the insulation ourselves, but I'm not doing the electricity there. When we first moved out here, Sunny, when we first moved to the property here, and I'm laughing because, it's my fault, but we originally looked at sheds. So my sister was going to go get a shed and we were going to convert it to a tiny house and stay in that while she fixed her house. And I said, why not get a trailer? They already have the kitchen, the bathroom, everything. So you just live in it while it's getting done. And then you can focus on doing the house. And so then we looked at buying all these trailers. So we bought 3 trailers. Actually, we bought 4 trailers altogether, but we bought 3 trailers. And for the money that we put into these trailers, we should have just bought a house to begin with, or the sheds to begin with. And we had gone to, there's a place here in town, not in town, but on the outskirts of town that has tiny houses that are already built like that. So, I think if her house takes much longer, she might just be doing that route. Yeah, that is awesome. See, you've been looking for land, and then I will have to move my cabin wherever I go. I'm actually building on my sister's land, so it's not my land, but I don't plan on ever moving it. But if I have to, then I can, which is kind of cool. Buying a house, one with a house already, yeah. So yeah, no, I can move it if I have to, but I hope to never have to. My plan is to live in it until I die. My sister will live here until she dies, and then my nephew inherits the property, and he can do with it whatever he wants. He can rent it out, tear it down, whatever. It doesn't matter to me. So, it's just, for me, it's just a place to stay until the end. But it is almost 5:30, and I still have to go clean up my mess from when I was over there working in the tiny home. I had to stop and run over here real quick so that I could do my live with you guys. And now I'm going to head back over there because I still have a couple more hours of daylight before I have to quit working on it. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Robin. Oh, Vicky, the parts in this trailer are not worth moving into the tiny house. And I already have all the stuff that I need for the tiny house. But in my sister's trailer, she's never had running water over there because there was a leak. And we moved into her trailer first while I was renovating this one. And so she was already moved into it when we hooked up the water, because we had to have the well guy come out and fix something on the well. So we were already living in it. She hooked up the water and it flooded underneath the trailer, like badly flooded underneath the trailer. So she's never had running water in 3 years. She's been living in that trailer with no running water. And then the propane also leaked on that one immediately. So she hasn't been able to cook. She's basically got electricity over there and that's it. So yeah, the trailers are not meant to be lived in full time. I know that now, but they don't hold up as well as a house. So let's see. Anyhow, so I'm going to let you guys go so I can get back over there and get busy. But I also wanted to say, so mainly the main changes are I'm going to be doing hopefully doing morning updates and chats probably on a live, or maybe I'll just record it and upload it without having to edit it. But so I can give you guys little mini updates like that during the week. And then after I'm into the house over there, maybe then I'll go through and edit all these videos of the work that I did or what have you, because it's just too hard to come back over and edit. I'm not real good at editing, so it takes me hours to edit. And then when I finally did put up that video the other day about the river here, I immediately got a copyright strike, or somebody put a copyright claim on it because I have music in it for the first 30 seconds. Same music I've used in all my videos, but somehow I got that. So, all right, bub, we'll see you later. Anyhow, so I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to get over there and get back to work as soon as my pizza shows up, and I will be updating you guys hopefully a whole lot more often than I had been. All right. We'll talk to you guys later.